So tonight we're going to jump right into one of the meditations. A couple of things came up for today. Some bear energy for whatever reason. I have reasons, but I'll say for whatever reason, so you can fill in whatever reasons it might relate to you. Also to bring out that deck of cards, and then the full moon in Sagittarius, which brings in a specific energy along the soul's path, and I'm not going to tell you too much about that before the meditation. I'll tell you afterwards. But both meditations will bring in that energy. This first meditation, here's what we're going to do. Everyone's going to get an opportunity to pick a card, and that card is going to be your intention for the meditation to focus upon. If you don't want to pick a card and you just want to choose your own intention, you're welcome to do that. What's going to happen is I'm going to play some noise to try to draw out everything else. And during that, just try to focus on that intention, nothing else. So if your body says, oh, I've got a scratch up here, let it go. Come back right to your focus of whatever that card is, okay? When the sound stops, I want you to picture this, kind of like the archer. You have your intent, you're pulling back the bow, you're focused on that, you're aiming. When the sound stops, release the intention, and then just allow yourself to sit in the silence and see whatever comes up. Got it? So close your eyes, give yourself permission to be, oh, I'm sorry, we gotta pick a card. So grab a card, any card. Choose your card. If you want someone to pick your card for you, you can. If you don't want to pick a card and you just want to choose your own intention, you're welcome to do that. Let go of all your distractions. The only thing you're going to have once this sound starts is just your focus on this intention. Don't worry about how the sound hits you or how you respond to the sound, because if you do, you're not focused on your intention. Very strong focus, drawing that bow very tight. Intensity to your focus. Do it one more time, a little bit shorter this time. When the sound begins, draw back your arrow. When the sound stops, release the arrow and just allow yourself to sit in the loving light and see what arises from that intention. Here we go. Focus. So much focus, it comes alive. Notice the loving light around you. It's palpable. Yet subtle. And take a deep breath in. Blow it out. Bringing yourselves back into the room fully. Give yourself a little head shake or whatever it may be. A little hand rub. A yawn. And then blink the eyes to bring yourself back to the room. So there's different aspects to this meditation. Different ways of approach. Different insights. There isn't any one right answer, but the idea is that you can use these tools to connect up to different places. And so in a way, the Sagittarian energy that's coming through right now is about a balance between the light and the dark. Every single thing, a thought's a thing, an emotion's a thing, a house is a thing, a car is a thing, a doubt is a thing. Every single thing at its core is rooted in love. You see, the love, if you follow along, transitions into light. And as you slow down that light and it gets denser and denser, it becomes a physical body or thoughts or a statue or a symbol. You see, it's all pulling back. Everything you encounter pulls back to the spiritual oneness. Do you see? But it's so much easier to connect in with the dense stuff. And so we really attach on to stories of who we think we are, who we think we aren't, what we got out of this meditation or what we didn't get out of this meditation. You see, that stuff is very beautiful, but very limiting. It's distorting the truth, the beauty of your entire being. Do you see? And so it's important to be able to shift from these things. Sound is connected to the form side of life and helps to sometimes break up some of the forms, the densities that we have going on inside of us. The physical pains. All the physical pains, probably 99% of them, are an effect of an emotion or a lesson that's trying to get your attention. There's something to discover, and it's hard to discover it if you already put so much thought on it, like you know what it means. Do you see? So the idea is to release. See, the sound is connected to the form side, and the silence is connected to the spirit side, the space in between. And so the idea is you're going from the astral realm where all the lessons are and then opening up to your potential. And the best way you can do that we've now been empowered to do, is to tap into the power of the divine creator within you. And so you create an intention, and that intention with attention opens up. You're just as important as the results or as the creator, in essence. It's where those two come together and meet. And so the idea with the intention is you set the aim, and then you release and let go of trying to control the results. And the better we can get at doing that, the more we can tap into divine inspirations. It can be very difficult at first because we have so much muddied water we're shooting through with our expectations, our desires, our fears, and all that kind of stuff. And so you're trying to release all of that, detachment, dispassion, those types of things, to release those things. So you can just have a clear connection between your creator within and the creator without. And where do those two merge up? And slowly over time, you sacrifice and release your intentions to divine intentions. Do you see there's formulas to these things? The results of the formulas or your personal intentions and whatever, those are completely up to you because you're building your own path. Do you see? But the formulas nonetheless remain the same. The tools that you can pull out of your quiver. Do you see? You can be in charge of it. And as you set and really learn how to purely focus, what's happening is all the other things are still there, but they don't have the energy anymore. Do you see? Your doubts are still there, your fears are still there, your ambitions are still there. All that stuff is still there, but it's not as empowered if you can really focus your intention. And as you really focus your intention, whatever it may be, the whole world around you starts changing because now you're seeing it through a whole new lens. And so it's reflecting back a whole new thing to you as well. Do you see? So there's always this playing going on as you're learning to tap into your magic. There's literally nothing else needed at this point in our evolution other than loving acceptance, of making a conscious choice of how you're going to interact with your experiences and what that loving acceptance can mean to you. Because it has many, many, many layers of understanding. Remembering that understanding is not of the thinking mind, understanding is what is standing under. So first and foremost, whenever you ask the question, shine your light and love onto it. Do you see? The things that we judge as awful are part of a big picture that, if nothing else, put in its place faith. Do you see? You see, if you look back on your life, Probably some of your greatest struggles gave you the greatest lessons and made you into the person you are today. Would you want to take away all of those struggles? So think of a struggle that helped you to become, you can look at it and say, hey, that really helped me learn something about myself. It helped me show that I am strong, or that I can get through things, or that there is more for me down the road. Think of a struggle like that once, right? Because everyone got that struggle in mind, a personal struggle. Now imagine right before that struggle happened, I came along and I said to you, that is awful. Let me take that struggle away from you. You don't have to have that struggle. Do you see? So it all starts, loving acceptance removes any judgment of whether something is good or bad. Do you see? Because what happens as soon as we call something good or bad, we're trying to control the outcomes. Remember that all experiences, it's an illusion that they are outside of you. They occur inside of you. And you are connected to all things. So in truth, when you call something awful, it is reflecting back and you are saying, I am awful. It's really much simpler to have love and acceptance, perhaps for your child, or for a puppy, or for maybe someone in this room that's maybe similarly going through things as you. But can you have love and acceptance for those people you disagree with? See, we're caught up in the doing. The doing is part of the illusion. It's the state of being. And if you condemn something as being negative, what you are doing, even with a loving intention, is causing that negative thing to grow. If you have a dog that bites and you want it to stop biting, so you keep beating it, what's the chance that it's going to stop biting? What does that dog need? The answer is always the same. It's harder to appreciate sometimes because we don't see the big picture. But it nevertheless comes out to be the same in the end. So many misunderstandings happen, and then we get to the end of our life, and we cross into the light, and we have such epiphanies. Do you see? That light can reveal so much. And we are that light. So you can, if you want, what we're going to do with this one is we're going to go from the dark to the light and then back down. Choose something that you want to focus on as your dense or dark spot. Maybe it's a pain, it could be a physical pain, an emotional pain, it could be a lesson, it could be a trigger, it could be a struggle. Whatever it is, just choose one, because that's going to be your focus point at a couple moments in the meditation tonight. Feel free to lay down for this one. Feel free to not follow along my words. The seeds, nonetheless, will do their work. If you drift off or go in another direction, that's perfectly all right. If you fall asleep, that's perfectly all right, unless you're Bobby. If it's Bobby, wake him up just so we can mess with him. Go through your steps, because it's very important to do. Later, your steps can be a snap of a finger. But for now, consciously go through your steps of putting yourself into your meditative state, whether it's a deep breath or calling in your spirit guides or surrounding yourself with a bubble or whatever it may be that's special to you, unique. Remembering the point that you wanted to focus on, as it'll come up a couple times in this meditation. Remembering that the nature of reality is love. All else is an illusion. That love comes alive in the light. Picture yourself at the entrance of a path into the woods. The path is lit by the moonlight. Walk down that path a little bit. Before long, you come upon an abandoned cabin sitting there secluded in the woods. With a small front porch on it. On one side of the porch, there's a totem of a bear. As you begin to walk up to this porch, you intuitively know that inside of this cabin is the lesson you want to work with. While standing at this front door, you open up and peer inside. There's nothing in there but darkness, just pure dark. It's peaceful. Shut that door for a moment, staying outside, and turn your back to the woods. Peer up to the sky and gaze at the moon. Notice the individual rays lighting the woods, reflecting the sunlight. Choose one ray and allow that ray to beam right down into your eyes, uniting at your third eye. Carry this light down into every cell of your being, to your entire internal body is filled with light. Now focus and bring this light down to your root chakra. And with the root chakra, internally recite, I am strong. And with this mantra, you notice a ball of light expanding around your root chakra, coming alive. Feel the resilience that connects you with life. And as this light slowly expands, you bring it up to your second chakra. And to this you add the mantra, I am strong and powerful. And notice the light expand even further. Carrying it further up to the solar plexus. I am strong, powerful, and confident. Allowing the internal light to glow and grow. Focused expansion. Bring it further up still to the subtle realms of the heart. I am strong, I am powerful, I am confident, and I am loving. As it rises further to the throat, I am strong, I am powerful, I am confident, I am loving, and I am wise. The light continues to grow and glow as it reaches up to the seat of your soul in the third eye. And now the mantra transforms. I am that. One more expansion to the crown. The mantra expands even further. I am. Allowing this light to grow and to expand outside of your body to your auric field. Feel your light pulsating, that loving light, the sparkles. Allowing the light to expand further. Allow your light to connect with all the other lights in this room. We are. Expanding the light, growing closer to oneness. Allow the bubble to reach out to the entire property. A glowing snow globe of sorts. Reaching out across this country, sending out that love and that light, expanding the bubble all across this planet. United. We are. And as you expand out into the atmosphere, through the clouds, throughout our solar system, touching to the different lights, the colors, the geometries, entering into your theta state, feeling your connection with oneness. Feel the immense beauty and power of this loving light. It's infinite grace. This is what builds your being. And so bring this light back down to a pinpoint of energy, a focus point between your eyebrows again. Let's return to that trail in the woods, with your being lighting the way. Walk back up to that porch. Open up the door. Allow the light to remove all the darkness. In your sending of love to this lesson, you help to undistort its quality. You now have the opportunity for a clear feeling and perception of love within your world, and how this lesson is a beautiful gift. Sit with this lesson for a moment to see what might be revealed. Shine your light and allow it to expand. Broader perspectives, deeper insights, alternative views. Full circle. While you're sitting in the power of your light, engaged with the connected theta state, send a new program into that lesson. Give it a new charge or a different color. And then when you're ready, take a deep breath, connecting fully with your physical body in this room. Coming back slowly and gently, rooting yourself back into your body. Begin to wiggle the toes. You're welcome to stay asleep if you want. We rent by the hour here. Just joking. As you're ready, begin to sit back up. This is a really important aspect of meditation. Learning to become the co-creator. It's putting your body in a deep state and then beyond to snap your mind right to alertness. So you can start going from a place where your body is in charge of you into where your mind starts taking back over the controls. Your body is subconscious and it just listens to its commands. It is very wise, at its peak of development, while our minds are just beginning to polarize. Thank you for sharing. Sometimes if it's something really deep, maybe you want to sit with it for a little bit, but for the super majority of things, it's oftentimes important just to speak a few words, help bringing it from inside out here into the sacred realms. It can free things to get them out of your head. You see, the idea is that the present moment is unfamiliar. We project onto the present moment with our subconscious, and thus we limit the present moment. Do you see? We limit it. That thing's a tree. This person looks like this, so they're going to behave like this. This person, you see, all that stuff you're projecting, which has helped to keep you safe, but it's also limited. And so over time, what you're doing is we're learning how to let go of the form side to connect up more to the formless. Do you see? And so there's a process that you go through within this. Remember that a lot of the things we're talking about are just seeds for, let's say, future lives. The only thing that really matters right now is really looking consciously at how you respond to things. Is it with a loving acceptance or is it with control? Do you see? If you're trying to get the answers, you're now controlling. And as soon as you're into the control mode, now the light starts to disappear. Do you see? You're no longer up here in your energy centers, you're down here, which is fine. There's a lot of beautiful personality things you can work on and be selfish about, and that's beautiful, and you just give that stuff love. But if you're trying to expand and really start to connect in to your purpose and things like that, you let go of these things. You don't take these things so personally. You can have depression come through your energy centers and you smile at it instead of judging it. And then you discover that most of the time it's not even yours. Just like most of the thoughts that pass through us. Do you see? But you're learning these different things. Once you learn how to distinguish between your subconscious and your conscious, or the astral realm and the spiritual higher realms, between reflections or true masters and things like that, you learn those discernments over time. More will be revealed. as you work on your character. As you start learning how to tap into the theta state, you can start reprogramming your subconscious fields. Do you see? So it doesn't matter where you are, there's always interesting things to play around with and to learn and to grow. But just try to give it some loving acceptance wherever you find yourself. The truer you can be honest with where you find yourself, now you have the starting point. You need that starting point to then aim with the intention, right? And then you can really allow your authentic self to come up and sound your true note, your state of being that then you just carry throughout. That's what self-love is you get to your authentic note and it's not so swayed by other people's actions or non-actions, their acceptances or their rejections, their looks or their non-looks, their comments or their non-comments. Work went this way, work didn't go this way. You start letting go of some of that stuff. And as you do that, stuff just becomes more and more beautiful down to the smallest levels. You see? And then as you do that, you realize it doesn't really matter what you're doing. There is a purpose, but it doesn't even matter if you achieve that purpose. You're just putting your intention and your passions together and you learn how to charge these things up. But you can be fully in bliss and in love doing the dishes or saving mankind. Anywhere in between. You see? That's the beauty of it. Learn to really, when I personally really enjoy when someone raises their hand and was like, that meditation sucked. Because then there might be some really good opportunities for them in there if they're willing to explore that. If you always just follow the things that really just resonate with you, you're really missing opportunity. So try to choose something that resonates and try to choose something that kind of sticks at you a little bit. You see it from different angles and perspectives. This is what we're trying to do. Kind of makes sense? To play, have fun, not take yourselves so seriously. Be willing to fall and stumble. Get some bruises, like my whole leg right now is covered in bruises. Got a smashed thumb, all kinds of things. It means nothing. But you see, they're just fading. It's however much attention you give it. Anyone have anything before we close out?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, well, there's some things that you can do in the meditative realm instead of in the physical realm, if you want to explore some of those things. Do you see? That's part of what the astral realm is created for. So you can go into those subconscious areas and follow some of those paths without having to impact others so directly in the physical world. You see? But the idea is to explore all those things. The thing that you consider negative, on the other side is the positive. They're the same coin. Do you see? It doesn't really, it's try to let go of the judgment and just see it as opportunities to learn and grow. You see? You put yourself out there and try as best as you can not to look at the results. You see, the results, the answers, they don't really matter. It's the questions, it's the experiences, it's the relationships that expand those experiences. You see? Consciousness is infinite experiences across all of time. And if you looked at all that infinite time, that would be your full soul. And then the individual times is your personality coming in. And how that relates in time to space is where spirit is reflecting back to you. And so we're slowly building those two things as those intersect. Loving relations and experiences. Take a moment just to close off your circle. Bring back in your energy field. If you want to send your love and light that built up out to anyone or any country or anything, send it out there real quick. Let it do its magic. Try not to control the outcomes. In other words, Try not to send out your love and be like, may Russia beat this country. Just send your love to Russia and that country. Do you see? Just send love. Have faith. And then pull it back in and close off your auric field. Seal in your field to where at the center of your heart, it's just you and your authentic self. Nothing else there. Thank you everyone for choosing to share your energies tonight and your wisdoms and all those kinds of things. Hope you have a beautiful week.